Good morning, hello. Welcome to Rich Living with Michelle House. This is my Facebook page, and those of you listening on the podcast, High Vibes, if you would prefer or want to do some catching up of our High Vibes little chit chats, jump onto iTunes or actually any of your podcast providers, and you can find all of the High Vibes recordings there. So good morning and welcome to those of you that are watching me live, ready for a new week. We're really, I don't know, I feel like we're speeding up again, and we're in June, in winter time here in Australia, which is pretty mild compared to a lot of overseas places. Excuse me. So I wanted to talk this morning about, there's these three particular places that we can go to in our mind that limit our moving forward. They seem like a good idea at the time, but they actually really start to limit our movement forward. And those three things, I'll talk to you just about the first one. So when we start getting into our heads around something unfolding perfectly, then that is when we really start to not allow any other possibility to come in. And we have this, the saying, strive for perfection. Instead of striving for perfection, strive for excellence. So I know that that's a common phrase that's used, with everybody, striving for perfection. If we could just tweak that and say strive for excellence in everything that we do, takes the expectation of something unfolding perfectly, because we can't have something really spot on perfectly unfold. We can guide and direct it, our intention or our desire to move in a certain way. Hey Bailey, good morning. And I just saw someone else saying, Kirsty saying, awake at 5:55. It's going to be a good day. When we get too in our heads about this is, Bailey, I know, just had an event yesterday. I've got the house sale going on. It might be you're on a dating website and you're looking for a new person, or it might be something to do with your health. We can have a desire of how we want it to be, but we actually can't have our desire unfold perfectly. It's not possible. And I don't know anybody who's been able to perfectly, step by step, nail it. Because there's always, when you relax into it, there's other possibilities that help you and move you in a different direction or offer you another possibility or opportunity. So when you are feeling that you're not successful, or nothing ever works out for you, or I set an intention, it doesn't happen, have a look and see how perfect you're trying to be about it, and just back off a bit. The other one is pleasing everyone and doing it because everybody else thinks it's a good idea, or if I do it this way, people will like me. I know for me as a parent, I have a child who is driven by pleasing people rather than himself first. And it's, I have to teach him about it's being okay to put yourself first and your desires first, and then of course pleasing other people, but not coming from that place first. Initially coming from you, and what do I want to contribute, and how can I contribute, and how am I going to be the best version of me in this situation, rather than is this going to make that person happy or not happy if I want that intention. Does it make sense? Awesome. Good morning, everyone. And then the third one is controlling it. So I think we've talked about this a couple of times actually, and personal experience going on here with trying to control the outcomes of certain things. It's very hard for us not to control things, because that's how we're kind of brought up, and as we're growing up as kids and we're looking at all these parents that seem to have it all together and they must be controlling it. There's an alarm going off. Just one moment, please. Hang on a sec. Sorry. So those three things are really important when you feel yourself when you feel yourself in that space of nothing ever works out for me, I've got it up on my vision board and I still don't have it yet, really check in with, am I trying to get this to unfold in a perfect way, which would imply that you're trying to control something, which also could imply that you're trying to please someone else other than yourself because it hasn't happened yet. So check in with yourself about those three things when it comes to setting an intention. You know, anything. I was just thinking before about my health and thinking, you know, what limits me about my health today. And I checked in with my body and I went, oh, hang on, my neck's really sore, my arms are really sore. Where am I trying to unfold perfectly? And I just need to sit back today and go, you know what, I worked really hard physically yesterday. It's okay for today not to be a perfect health and fitness and well-being day. It's because I did that yesterday and I need to just tune in and tap into my body. Does that make sense? And also when you're, you know, why haven't I paid off my credit card yet? I said I was going to pay it off in the last 6 months and I still haven't done it. Check in, that's like trying to get it really perfect. I said I was going to have it done by the 30th of June. The 30th of June's coming up and I still haven't done it yet. Step back, do a Google map, zoom out and look at it and go, why am I trying so hard for this to be so perfect? It's okay if I'm getting it paid off in the second week of July. It's okay if I'm, you know, tap into yourself there too as well, because, you know, if you're not paying it off and there's other limiting things going on there. But if it's 2 weeks outside of July, big deal. Putting the house on the market. You know, if it's a month off, it's a month off. Am I sitting on my ass doing nothing? No, I'm working my butt off. And, you know, same, I don't know, for Bailey, who had an event yesterday. I know for me, when I've had events, you have the game plan and then something might happen and you go, oh, hang on a second, didn't think about that, should have brought that along. Can't be perfect. Enjoy the ride, enjoy the ride, enjoy the ride. And, you know, follow on from Friday when I spoke to you about our family friend that had passed away, a girlfriend who has breast cancer. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. When we just keep our perfection head on and our people-pleasing head and our controlling, we're not actually enjoying the ride. We're living for something out there rather than something that is already here for us today. Awesome. So they're the three things. If you're listening on the podcast, thank you so much. We had our most ever downloads last week, which is really kind of exciting. It's very exciting. Those of you that tune in to 555s every single morning, thank you. Thank you very much. I love seeing your beautiful faces. Have an awesome week and really jump into this week with that space of I only have now, and see what other things start to open up for you in your life this week. Have a beautiful week. I will see you tomorrow, of course, for High Vibes at 5:55. And Academy members, remember we've got our monthly intuitive focus happening today. So jump over into the group, go through that process. You know, this is where we're developing our intuition ourselves and really starting to build our intuitive muscle. So jump over there for our intuitive exercises and I'll see you a bit later. Bye-bye.